Good morning, my neighbors!
Ladies and gents, it's Friday, it's raining, so I'm not wandering around a field doing this. It's local elections results day, and it's time for an alternative paper review. First up to The Guardian today. PM to allow oil and gas exploration at sites intended for offshore wind. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Do you guys remember back in the day when the Conservative Party were elected to government based in part on their commitment to net zero? We're going to be the greatest government ever. All that talk of wind farms, solar energy. There was even a firm commitment to recycling Tory caricatures. You had Boris Johnson, Zach Goldsmith, attendance at the COP27, COP28 conferences. And then what happened? And they got rid of Boris Johnson. They put Liz Truss in. Liz Truss referred to solar panels in farmland. She said that was an eyesore. Then Rishi Sunak gets in. He's like, oh, don't worry about it, because I've got two daughters who are going to inherit the planet from me. They're part of the new generation. Don't worry, they are committed environmentalists. Very much perpetuating the idea that if he did murder the planet, oh, would he be in trouble at home that evening. But of course, not long after that, he went on to abandon his net zero pledges, slashed the requirement for people to install heat pumps. They've got rid of the subsidies that would make insulation and domestic solar panels more affordable. They've pushed back their targets for petrol and diesel-fueled cars. He signed off 300 exploration licenses in the North Sea. And now it's like, I thought that was bad enough, but now it appears he's going to the nth degree. He's going to use the sites that were intended for renewables to explore for more fossil fuels. That's nice. I wonder if that's got anything to do with the millions of pounds that BP, Shell and co donate to CCHQ. I wonder if is there any connection there? Over to the Telegraph now. PM to offer Ireland a Rwanda deal. Hang on a second. Wait, what? What is this? The Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, is set to offer Ireland a Rwanda deal. Now, I know it's probably not this, right? But when the headline is that, and this is immediately after the Irish Prime Minister, the Irish government, have voiced their concerns over asylum seekers panicking and then going to Ireland instead of the UK, right? This is immediately after they've deployed their border forces and stuff, like, we need to hold back these refugees. When it says Sunak to offer Ireland a Rwanda deal, immediately, do you know where my mind goes? It's like yesterday they couldn't keep their dicks limp at this story that they had paid a guy £3,000 to voluntarily go to Rwanda, and that was a big roaring success for the Rwanda policy. So when they say Britain to offer Ireland a Rwanda deal, immediately I'm just like, wait, is this like the Irish are complaining too much, so now Sunak is going to pay them to fuck off to Rwanda? You know, like, oh, all right, calm down. I hear you, you're bloody moaning. If I just gave you $3,000, would you f off for a bit? Over to the Mail now. Whose side is Labour really on? Oh, that's an interesting question, isn't it? Whose side are Labour really on? I mean, firstly, I don't know if the Daily Mail, with its well-documented history of supporting Adolf Hitler's Germany, is in any position to ask whose side a particular entity might be on. But secondly, I mean, that's a brave headline to put. The morning after the Conservative Party have hemorrhaged councils across England and Wales in the hundreds. I mean, whose side are Labour on? Evidently, most of the country thinks it's theirs. Especially, and by all means not exclusively, especially my local council, which happens to be a very Tory area. It is the home of the British Army, and it too has turned red. Whose side is Labour really on? I don't know, lads. I mean, you guys style yourself as sort of Great Britain ultras, anger wanking over a poppy and a flag every 5 minutes. You're owned by a non-dom, you offshore all your profits, you put essentially nothing into this country, and endlessly, like, you never stop banging on about it. This country has gone to the dogs. Gen Z are just woke snowflakes. Britain is finished if this new generation are too scared of the draft, or they won't stand up and fight the Muslims. It's like, whose side are Labour on? Whose side are you on?
Prince Andrew's a nonce-burger.
Over to the I now. Labour woos Team Trump as Starmer prepares for power. Hang on, wait, what? Labour woos Team Trump. Labour woos Team Trump. Whose side are Labour on? Keir Starmer and the Shadow Foreign Secretary David Lammy are to step up meetings with Donald Trump's inner circle ahead of elections in the US and UK later this year. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? I understand that pragmatically, practically, diplomatically, we have to have a relationship with the United States. I get that. But from a media perspective, the eye is supposed to be left of centre, right? So I'm forced to ask myself, what voters are they thinking they're going to attract leftward by promoting the fact that Labour are wooing Team Trump? Senior Trump ally heaps praise on the Shadow Foreign Secretary, describing him as far more preferable to David Cameron. Well, that's not a huge shocker, is it? I mean, what do you imagine you would have to do to win in a personality contest against David Cameron? I mean, you could literally invite them to an embassy dinner, serve up a pork joint, and not it. And they'd be like, all right, well, I think I like this guy better. He seems less pig-y. And finally, to those local election results, guys. Or so you might think. I'm actually going to talk about that on tonight's live show. Here on YouTube, 7:30. It's a live stream. I'll have the live chat going. And to help me make sense of it, I've got a very special guest on this week. His name is Terry Phillips, and he's chairman of the Working Class Tories Association. That's 7:30 tonight. See you there.